What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be upgrading these rims, and these are actually not rims, these are hubcaps on steel wheels. So let's get a closer look at them. So as you can tell, they're nice, but they're just the hubcap on the steel wheel. Steel wheels are strong, but they're not the nicest. So let's go ahead and pop off this hubcap, see what these wheels look like. So these tires are the 215/55 with a 16-inch rim, and this is just a hubcap on these base model LX. I have a 2017 Honda Civic, and it's the base model, which is the LX. So let's go ahead and pop off this hubcap. You just pull really hard, it comes right off. So let's get that out of the way. Let's take a closer look at this. So these wheels are steel, so we know that they're strong, but they're a little bit heavier than aluminum, and aluminum doesn't hold up quite as well as steel. But we have these stock lug nuts as well, so these are like a silver color, and the aftermarket rims that we purchased, we're gonna have to have better lug nuts than these because it's not gonna match. As you can tell, the former owner put on this little purple thing, so we're gonna be switching that out as well. So let's look at the aftermarket rims that we purchased and we're gonna be installing today. Alrighty, let's go ahead and unbox these new rims that I purchased. So, slice this. So these are the aftermarket ones that I purchased. So these are the aluminum rims, and these are gonna fit exactly the same as the stock steel rims. So basically, these are 16/16/7, which fit these tires. The way that I check the tires to make sure that the rim diameter as well as the width. The diameter is easy because you just gotta look at the rim size, but the width of the tire itself might be a little bit different. So that's when I go to Tire Rack and I just put in the proper measurements for the tire that I have, the exact type of tire, and then it'll tell you what's the max width that you can put those rims to for that tire. So I went ahead and I did research, checked all my tires, and my tires fit this width of this rim. So that is good. So these are the ones we're going to be taking and putting onto the car. And let's look at the lug nuts as well. Now that we're upgrading these rims, we're going to have to upgrade these lug nuts as well, because look at those. Those are not too nice looking. Those are ugly. Alright guys, so here are the new lug nuts we're going to be installing. They're the 12mm-1.5s. And as you can see, they're a different setup than the stock ones. So these, you have to use a key to install them or put them on and off the lug nuts themselves. So it's a hex key that goes inside of them. And it's basically because the rims themselves, they're a little bit tight where the lug nuts go. So you need something that's long and that you don't twist on the outside, you have to twist on the inside. So that's where this key comes in play. So as you see, and they're a little bit longer as well. These stock ones are a little bit shorter. But I'll show you what they look like once they're on the rims themselves. Alrighty, so once you find a tire shop in your area that you trust, let's go ahead and load up the rims and we'll take it down to them so they can install them for us. And as you see on the box, these are Motegi Racing rims, and these are 17.51 pounds. They're the 16/7, like I said, and they are the gloss black. Alrighty guys, so we just dropped off the Civic so we can have the tire people go ahead and take the rims off, pop on the new rims and lug nuts and all that good stuff so they can get them going. So unless you have a shop, I would recommend just to go to a tire place or a mechanic that you trust, that they can take the rims off. They can move the TPMS sensors over into the new rims that you have as well. And if you go to just like any company, they might say that the sensors are bad and they need to be replaced or they won't fit and things like that, you know. And just make sure you go to a trustworthy mechanic or a trustworthy tire place, so when they move those sensors over, they don't try to finagle you and try to get you to pay for stuff you don't need. So I took my car over to Tuffy's. I live here in Florida, so me taking my car now, I think that's their standard, is just about 25 bucks per tire to dismount, put on the new rim, and balance and all that good stuff to make sure that it's going to ride properly. So I think it's going to be roughly 100 to 125 bucks or so for them to transfer the sensors, maybe put new valve stems or something like that. I'll have to double check, and once I pick up the car, I'll know exactly how much we're gonna pay just to install the new rims. So in total, each rim is $130, and so 130 times 4, so we got 260, 520. So 520 for these rims, and these are by far the cheapest, but the nicest ones I could find on Amazon. So I'll link them in the description so you guys can check them out. But overall, I'm pleasantly surprised that they came and looked so nice. They are made in China, so we're gonna check the durability of them, because first impressions, I like them, but we're gonna be going to the beach later today. So a 2-hour trip, I'm gonna see how they ride, and I'm gonna see, because we got a little bit of potholes here and there, I'm gonna see if they hold up, because they are aluminum, and I'm gonna see if they're cheap, and if they dent and things like that, I'll let you guys know. Alrighty guys, we finally have the aftermarket rims put on the Civic, and they are looking nice. Let's get a closer look at these bad boys. Overall, I am very satisfied. These look awesome. So these are way better than the steel rims with the hubcaps, because now you can actually see that they're real, and they don't look as cheap as the steel wheels. Even though they're strong and they're good wheels, you can't beat the aluminum with a little bit of a better design. They look pretty cool. So you can see that the valve stem cover, or that little seal there, is actually a little Honda symbol. I'll link those in the description. I got those on Amazon, and they're actually like little metal pieces. And the reason I went with red is because in another video we're going to be painting those calipers red, but those will be in later videos. But yeah, so we finally upgraded these, so we can check that off the list. And yeah, these are nice, man. So these are 16 by 7, and these are the lug nuts I was talking about. They're a little bit longer, but as you can see, you don't have a lot of room to put any kind of tool around them. So that's why you got to get that hex key. But I'll link these in the description so you can check them out. But these are the only ones that are going to fit properly, and they have to be a little bit longer to fit the lug nuts. But that's what they look like, and they're the White Knights, 12 millimeter by 1.5. So you'll see them in the description if you guys want to check those out, if you want to get these wheels. I'll also put some different types of wheels that are similar to them. Alright guys, so here's a little side note. So after you install your tires and you drive around for a couple miles, your light might come on, your tire pressure light, and basically it's because these newer Honda Civics, they don't have the TPMS sensors. They use the ABS and the speed wheel sensors to figure out if there's a difference in tire pressure, or whenever you manipulate them, it's gonna pop up that light. And to resync it, you're gonna go down to here, and you're gonna hold down that button, which is the tire pressure, and it's gonna resync the new tires or the new pressure. Basically, just check all your tires, make sure the tire pressure is correct, and then you're gonna hold that down, and it'll resync it back up, and it'll make that light go away. So that's just a helpful tip, and I didn't know about that until after the install. So let's go ahead and talk about my final thoughts and review of the product. So after we got the rims installed, we went ahead and went out to the beach. It was roughly a 2-hour drive there and a 2-hour drive back. We went through plenty of potholes, because here in Florida they'll sneak up on you and you hit them pretty good, and I hit some pretty gnarly ones, and I was expecting maybe to have some damage on those rims. So when we arrived, I went ahead and I took a peek, checked all the rims, and they looked perfect, and then we drove back. I hit some more potholes and just different road conditions, and all in all the rims were great, which isn't surprising, because after I unboxed them I could tell the quality of them was actually really good. That's why I said I was pleasantly surprised, because when I was holding them and manipulating them and moving them around, I could tell that they were a strong metal. So I would say overall I am very satisfied with these rims. They held up really well. I've been driving on them for roughly a week and a half now, and they've been great, and they look awesome. I'm excited to go ahead and paint those calipers, because it'll really make those rims pop even more, because they have that little bit of a wide design to where you can see the rotor as well as the caliper really easily. So once it's painted, it'll make the car look really nice. So each rim is $130. So 4 of those rims is $520. After the install at the tire place, they charged me $125. And then the little caps, those little Honda red caps for the tire pressure, those are $7 each, or no, $7 for the set. The lug nuts, they were $23. So a grand total of $675. So I would say I try to do it the most cost efficient way, which is just taking the same size of tire and just switching out the rim, because if we're doing rims and tires, it would have been over $1,000 for sure. So I was thinking to do this the most cost efficient way to make the Civic look a lot better, because I'm taking the base model Civic and upgrading it, the most cost efficient way. And I felt that this was the best way to do that. So $675 versus over $1,000. I would say this is a good budget to upgrade your rims and make them look as nice as possible. Because when you have the hubcaps and the steel rims, they look to me kind of cheap. So upgrading these is essential to make the car pop, make it look more of a luxury vehicle. And to do that for $675, it enhances the look of the vehicle a lot. So I'm very satisfied with that. And everything with the lug nuts, the caps for the tire pressure, and the rims, they'll all be linked in the description, as I said, so you guys can check them out, and drop in the comments if you do get these rims, and let me know what you guys think of them, because I'm very satisfied. And if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And if you want to follow my journey on upgrading this base model Civic and turning it into a luxury vehicle, feel free to smash that subscribe button and keep up with my content. And I'll show you how I'm upgrading this base model to make it look pretty sweet. So stay tuned. I appreciate you guys, and take care.